Hey, fifth grade. So good to see you. I'm a little sparkly and fun because it is neon day at school. But welcome back to Thursday, art day, best day of the week. So good to see you. This week's lesson, we are going to be talking about a few things. The first thing is perspective. We're going to be talking about, 1-point perspective. And then we're going to also be talking about our point of view. And we're also going to be talking about superheroes because what we're dealing with this week is going to kind of deal with like superheroes and comic books. We're not writing comics, but if you think back to comic books, how like sometimes in like the comic panel, it'll say something like pow or bam, smash, zap, those kind of things, where it has like a speech bubble and it says the word and it's really big and it's like, ooh, coming out at you. I'll have some examples here in a minute, but we are going to be writing our own kind of superhero words. You're going to get to pick from a few. And then Miss A is going to show you kind of how to make it look like it's popping out at you, okay? So we're going to come from one point and we're going to make it look like it's popping out of the page. So kind of 3D, kind of, it is the perspective. We've talked about perspective with like worm's eye and bird's eye perspective, but not quite those. We're gonna kind of bypass those for a second and talk about 1-point perspective. So 1-point perspective is from one point that we can see. So I can't see both the bottom and the top of these letters. I can only see the bottom part. So that is the 1 point that I can see from. Now, if I was up here and it was coming from the top, I would be able to see the top of the letters. But I'm not at that point. I'm down here, 1 point only, 1-point perspective. I can only see the bottom, okay? So that is what we're talking about today, 1-point perspective. Now, what your materials are going to be this week is a ruler and a pencil. That's all you're going to need, and probably an eraser and some paper. This week, we're not going to add any of the details or the color, anything like that. We are simply going to just be doing our letters. Now, this lesson is a little bit harder, okay? I want to challenge you this week. I'm challenging you so much. I want you to try your best at this. If it doesn't look exactly like mine, who cares? You're trying your best. I'm wanting you to just try and test it out, and if it doesn't work, it's okay. Usually this lesson I do in my classroom, and I'm here with you to kind of walk you through it, so I'm hoping that my video kind of walks you through it as well. But take your time, pause where you need to. If something doesn't look right, maybe refocus and look again. But these are going to look so cool when they're done. Our theme this year for LEAK is superheroes, so I thought this was really fitting for it. And when I kind of looked up these words, I typed in, what did I type in right here? I typed in on Google superhero words, okay? And it came up with the words smash, boom, bang, zap, pow, those kind of words. And I'll put some in here in just a minute. So this week's lesson is really a good focus for you to focus on your artwork, okay? Don't get discouraged. Don't get upset. Stay really positive your whole way through. I know you can do it. I have so much faith in you. Enjoy this lesson. No color this week, just the drawing, okay? I'm going to put some pictures in, and here comes the how-to video. Bye, Lions. Hey, fifth grade. We are back to our superhero 3D perspective words. Now, we've got 3 words that you can choose from today. Pow, bam, zap. Okay? I am going to do the word pow. So the way I'm going to start this is I am going to start in the middle of my paper, and I'm going to try my best to write in block letters the word pow. Okay, so how we're going to do this, okay, is we are going to start with our block letters. Try your best, all right? Pow, bam, zap. Those are your 3 words you can choose from. Middle of your paper. This lesson's going to be a little tricky, so I need you to kind of just hang on with me, and if you don't get it the first time, you may have to try a few times. This is hard. We normally do it in class together. We walk through it. So hopefully this is just as similar with me doing a tutorial to kind of walk you through it. I'm going to take my ruler, okay, because I'm going to need that. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a dot at the bottom of my paper. Let me make sure I'm in the frame here. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to take my ruler. My ruler is going to be my best friend today. And I am going to find, to make this look 3D, okay, let me flip this over and show you my other 3D word. I did the word cat, okay, to make it look like it's popping out at you, okay. If I did the word pow, I'm going to find kind of like my vertices where things meet, okay? So here's one, here's one. Here's a vertice right here. Here's one right here where our stuff meets. Now we're going to skip the O for a second. There's one here, one here. Let's see, here, here. Let's just do all of them so that you can see what we're going to be doing today. Okay, we're going to skip the O for a second. Now we want to make the P look like it's popping out at us. So I'm going to look at all my vertices and I'm going to think, okay, if the P was popping out at me, I would probably be able to see the bottom parts of the letter popping out. I won't be able to see the top. So I'm going to kind of X this one out because I'm not going to need it. And you're also going to, right now, if you're doing the word pow, you're going to X out this one because we're not going to be able to see that one. So here we go. Miss A is going to line up my ruler with my first vertice that I see, okay? It's the middle of the P. And I'm gonna draw a line here, okay? Now, I'm gonna also draw a line from this one down here. This one over here. My ruler's my best friend, remember? Now, the O and the curve of the P is going to be very similar. I know they don't have vertices, but we still need to show that there's an end of the letter. So from the middle of the P right here, I'm going to connect my dot to dot to really show that the end of the P is sitting right here. Okay, now it looks like it's popping out. Now I need to fix the inside of my P because it's not lined up and it's going to look funky if I don't. There we go. So now I have one more vertice right here. I'm not going to worry about this one because I can't see that one if I try to draw it down. I'm going to draw this one though. And I'm going to skip over this part of the P. That is the actual letter. Skip over it and draw down. Do you see that? Can you see that it looks like it's popping out at us? Yes? Okay, let's move on to the O. And if you want to do the word pow with me, that's fine. Okay, if you want to challenge, you can try the other words. All right, so with the O, same thing as we did with the side of the P. Miss A is going to try to find a spot here. I'm going to do a spot down here, okay, and a spot over here. I'm not going to really worry about the inside of the O. There's not really anything to see. All right, I'm going to start with the bottom here. I'm going to draw my line down. This one's going to be tricky because you see how my ruler is lining up over the O? We're going to pretend that we've already drawn that top part of the line from our dot to here. We're going to start at the end of the letter. Okay? And then I'm going to draw one right here. Well, if Miss A can get it going. Okay. There's my O. All right. Now I'm going to move on to my W. Okay. I'm not going to be able to see this vertice. I'm not going to be able to see this one either. So I'm going to move on here. Okay. There's one. Here's another. Okay. Miss A is going to keep mapping this out. All the way through all of my vertices. Okay. Now I'm not going to be able to see this one. I'm not going to be able to see either of these because they're too far down for me to have to continue a line. But I am going to pretend that there's one here, okay? And I am going to pretend that there's one here, okay? This lesson, now look, my words look like they're coming out at me and it says pout, okay? This lesson's going to be a little tricky, 5th grade, okay? But I got to do this lesson because we got to move on. I want to challenge you a little bit more. And now that we are kind of getting into more of the curriculum stuff of our classes, I really want you to learn and master this part of the perspective. So we are starting from 1 point perspective. It's coming from 1 point out at us, okay? Kind of look at where your letters are and connect them. This may be a total success or it may be a total fail. If it's a fail, it's okay because I am not physically in front of you to help you with this lesson, but I thought let's give it a try and let's see if we can master it, okay? So if you want to do the word pow to make it easier for you and follow along with me, that's great. If you want to try bam or zap, do that as well. Okay, you can if you want to. But let's try this one first. Like I said, if you want to do the word pow and do it exactly like I did, that's perfectly fine. Okay? All right, my line friends. Like I said, this is going to be a challenge. If you don't succeed, don't feel defeated. Do not, lose hope. We are going to stay positive and try it out. All right? I have so much faith in you guys. You're going to do awesome. So enjoy this lesson, and I will see you soon, 5th grade. Have a great week.